Hey Jackson, how are you?
I'm good, Dr. Brake. How are you doing?
I've been pretty good. What brings you back in?
Well, I'm still kind of struggling with, my three main pillars that I've been struggling with. Some financial issues, I have some family problems, and I just have a whole lot of stress on my plate. And I feel like the stress is kind of playing off of both of those, if that makes sense. And that's kind of the reason why I have stress at this current time.
Yeah, I get that. I feel like what I'm understanding you saying is that a lot of the issues that you've been having, your three main pillars, have caused you some major stress that you hadn't been having before, and the stress has brought you back.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like the last couple months, I've just been a little tighter on my money, I guess. Because for my job, I work outside, and because of the bad weather, I haven't really been working as much, so things like that, and maybe it's causing a rift in my family, and like my stress is making me act that way towards them. I'm not really exactly sure. So.
Oh, I can totally understand that. I think that maybe the weather also can be something that can bring someone down.
Yeah, definitely a little bit. I don't know how much that necessarily affects me. I think it does to a certain extent, but I'm not sure in general.
How is your job going?
It's good. It's a little hectic. Working construction and things like that. I actually hurt my finger the other day. I nailed it, and I had to go to the hospital.
Oh my goodness.
It's terrible. Yeah, it was really bad. But other than that, I like my bosses, and I like, people I work with.
Yeah.
But it's just, like I said, we're a little light right now, because we're mainly outdoor and things like that. We do, what am I trying to say? We do outdoor things, build patios and things like that. So people weren't really doing it during the winter and when it was cold, March and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, for sure. I wouldn't want my patio to be built in the winter when I couldn't go out on it, It can be really tough working through injuries and stuff like that,
Yeah, absolutely. It was pretty bad, but luckily I was able to get somebody to take me to not the emergency room, but the urgent care place, and they just kind of...
Lots of experience in the urgent care. I have lots of experience in the urgent care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of you for doing that, I know myself personally, and I would really struggle to get through working with injury and stuff like that.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I mean, that's kind of one of the last things I'm super worried about, as long as I'm able to go out there and work. But I don't know. I feel like I have an unnecessary pressure on my shoulders. I don't know. That's probably obviously from the stress and stuff, and because of bills piling up and things like that. But
yeah, for sure. Is it getting any better with your family? How have things been?
I wouldn't say it's been getting better. Probably the opposite. I don't know why, we just seem like we're at feuds more and more, and things like that are happening. I don't know exactly why. I think, like I said, it's probably because I'm stressed, but it also might be partly on their end, or I'm just shouldn't be blaming them, and I should take the blame myself. I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, it seems like, from what I can understand, that some of the job has been adding stress, and the other areas of your life, your financial stuff has been adding stress, and altogether that can cause some rifts in your family.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's not bad though, because I don't live with them, so it's not like I have anyone to that depends on me. Does that make sense? So it just kind of I guess it is coming from my end, in the sense of having, I don't know, what am I looking for? It's I guess it's my fault because I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, how's life at home?
It's good. It's nice. I like living alone. It's a little lonely sometimes, but it's fun. I get to do whatever I want, which I wasn't able to do early on, obviously, when I was a younger adult, when I still lived with my dad. But it's fun. I like it. I guess it kind of circles back to finances. Things are obviously tighter since I'm out living on my own now, and it just causes a lot of stress. And I'm curious what you think about how I could go about changing some of these things, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. So, what are some things that you really like about living alone?
I like the freedom. So yeah, like I like the freedom. I like the opportunity it gives me to, like I said earlier, just do whatever I want. Like a couple minutes ago. I don't know.
So,
It's just fun. Like having your own place. It's kind of like makes you feel like independent and good about yourself in a way.
yeah. So what I'm hearing is that you tend to like making your own schedule and having that alone time too to be able to work on things at home.
Yeah, absolutely.
What kind of pets do you have?
I only have one pet. His name is Archer. He's a cat. I've had him for like 9 months now, maybe. I don't know, not that long. But he's cute and funny.
What's it like taking care of him?
It's kind of hard sometimes because like I don't have motivation to like do things. Like obviously I take care of him and like make sure he's fed and has water and all of that. But like sometimes I'll go like 4 or 5 days without cleaning the litter box or something like that. And so that's also something I wanted to come in and talk about is like I've been having like on top of stress like just motivation struggles and just simple things like it takes me like 3 minutes to do the litter box and I just put it off for like multiple days.
How does it feel though when you do the things and take care of your cat?
It makes me feel good, but I just don't understand why. Like every time I do something like I need to do, I'm always like happy about it and I feel better afterwards, but I can't understand why I don't have the like thought or the motivation to like do it beforehand.
Well, it's great that it does make you feel good because you can sometimes use that good feeling to push you forwards. From what I'm understanding, it's just hard sometimes to give yourself the push to get there.
Yeah, definitely. Like I spend a lot of time laying in bed and doing things I shouldn't be doing. But I don't know.
Do you think that that affects you negatively when you lay in bed and spend more time alone?
Yeah, I guess so. I wouldn't say though that like my house or like my apartment is like a negative thing. Excuse me. I think that like I think being alone is a good thing as long as you're productive in your alone time. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And like when I'm alone often or like I'm here by myself or something, like I don't get a lot of stuff done.
Yeah.
I just kind of sit in my room.
Yeah, I understand that. So it seems like in general at home you're having some issues with motivation and getting things done.
Yeah.
But when you're in work and when you're working, it seems that you're able to be productive and do what you need to do.
I don't know if that's because like I'm in the comfort of my own like home and like my own like sanctuary kind of. But when I'm at work, like other people are expecting things out of me. You know what I mean? So like I feel like I have to live up to like their expectations or go beyond. But like when I'm here, I don't really have any like expectations for myself or like things like that. I don't know. It's just kind of like I said, just hard to stay motivated and do things like simple things like I don't know, like do the dishes or like I said, like the litter box or something.
Is there anyone you think could help you stay on top of that and hold you accountable for that?
Yeah, definitely my parents. I mean, like my mom, even my sister. Like I said, my parents and my dad. But like, I don't know. Like I said, because I haven't been getting along with them, I don't know if they would really be willing to help me that much.
Yeah. Who are you getting along with that you feel like could maybe help you?
I don't know. Maybe a few of my friends. Things like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Do you think that if you asked them, they would be really open to doing that?
I don't know. Maybe. It's just kind of weird. I don't... Like, me and my friends are close, but we don't have, like, that type of a relationship where, like, hey, man, like, a bunch of my friends are in school, and, like, a couple of them are, like, going a couple extra year, or, like, an extra year because they messed around. But, like, we never had the type of relationship to be like, hey, man, how are you doing? Well, not how are you doing, but, like, hey, I hope you're staying on top of everything, da-da-da-da-da. It's just not, that's kind of, like, abnormal for, like, a relationship for somebody, like, that has a friend that's like friends with another guy in their like young 20s. I don't think that's like a common thing, and it's just kind of like a weird topic to talk about, I guess.
Has it been hard not being able to really find that extra person to help push you?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I can understand. I mean, it seems to me that you're having trouble because it's a little bit of loneliness, but also a little bit of not being able to push yourself and struggling to have somebody to really like help hold you accountable.
Yeah, and like here's the thing, like deep down I know I can fix all of these things, and like I know I can like go find somebody, or I can be less stressed, or like financial kind of not, but like if I were smarter and like saved more, you know what I mean, during the summer months. But like, you know, just things like that. Like I know I can like stay on top of these things, but I just like don't find myself doing that.
It's good though that you know that you can do these things, because that's a big part of the first step of being able to do them, is knowing in your head that you can do them.
Yeah, I agree, but I just don't know like what's stopping me from doing that, if that makes sense.
What are the primary motivators in your life currently?
The primary motivators in my life?
Yes, things that do push you.
Well, I don't want to be homeless, so that's nice. Sorry, I'm not good at jokes. I don't know. Like, I guess my mom's a little bit of a motivator, but like I don't know. It's just weird, kind of.
To what extent do you want to better that relationship?
I don't know. I feel like a mom and her children and her child should be best friends. And I don't think that's necessarily the case right now because of our disagreements and things like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to like necessarily go about bettering that in a sense.
What kind of things are you guys disagreeing about?
Like I said, it's just like early on, like earlier in our conversation or our appointment, like I was just like, I don't know, I think both of us are a little more snappy, and like maybe we're both more stressed out. Like my mom recently had her step-husband die, or not her step-husband, her husband, my stepdad, die. I don't know if I told you, we haven't like met since then. So she's been dealing with that, and like I said, I've been like stressed about a bunch of different things, and so maybe that's just kind of causing a little rift. But you think like a lot of people would be like, oh crap, there's a lot of stuff wrong going on, but so like let's come together and let's make this better. But like our family dynamic is a little weird maybe, or something's off, so we're just like not, and we're kind of like I said, like we're like, I didn't say we're one track minded, but we're kind of like one track minded, like we keep to ourselves. Like that's just kind of the way I was raised, and that kind of goes back to like me not reaching out to my friends and like finding, you know, things like that. So
do you think that part of it could be the pressure to step up to the plate? Like if maybe you did step up, it would be better? Is the pressure, what kind of pressure do you have in that sense?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that question, please?
What kind of pressure do you have,
in the sense
or do you feel in the sense of fixing that relationship with your mom?
Oh, it's a huge pressure. Like, ever since her husband died, I mean, like, you know, anything can happen. I would feel terrible if my mom died in 4 days and like we just had a really bad relationship or ending to our relationship. So there's a giant pressure to like fix it and try to get things back on track, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. From what I'm understanding, a big thing that you do want to work on is fixing that relationship with your mom, and in turn, hopefully having that be a more primary motivator to fix the rest of the things in your life.
I think so. I also think though that like I need to discover like self-worth and self-happiness, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So.
Wow. Yeah, I totally understand that.
Yeah.
It's great that you see all these things that you have going on in your life. I think that could really help you and help push you when you know what kind of things that you need to fix.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think I could definitely fix multiple things. I just, like I said, I just don't know how to go about it. Like, I don't know how to start. And I think that maybe that's kind of what I'm worried about, is kind of like starting. Because I don't like change. I don't like being uncomfortable. I don't like doing things like that. So, like, I don't understand. What am I trying to say? Not that. I just don't, like, kind of know why I'm afraid to take that, like, first leap, if that makes sense.
Has it been hard to... I don't know. So, in terms of taking that first leap, have there been times that you in your what examples can you bring up in your life where you've taken a big leap and it has paid off?
I don't know if I've ever had anything that I can think of.
Or even maybe lesser significance.
I'm not sure. A big leap, or like a leap that I've taken, like where I've kind of like gone out on a limb maybe. I honestly can't think of anything.
Well, that can be a pretty hard thing to do. A lot of people struggle with taking that first step, and I commend you for being open and candid enough to admit that.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, so in terms of financial issues, what's going on there?
I'm just behind on a few bills, and like it's kind of weird. Like this sounds really stupid, but like I'll just like kind of put off paying them, even if I have like the money. I'll be like, let's say my IPL bill is like $224.30. And I have $300 in my bank account. I won't like spend it on that. I'll like spend it on something else and just kind of avoid it.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. It's kind of just like taking that first step thing. I don't know why. And it's not, obviously like I have lights. Yeah. So like it's not like.
From what I'm understanding, it seems like maybe that issue of wanting to take the first step and paying the bills and that kind of stuff and the lack of motivation might be related somehow.
Absolutely. I agree.
Yeah. So in terms of money and what you're making, are you happy with where you are, or do you want to make more?
No, I mean, I definitely want to make more. Like, I eventually want to I want to strive to have like a family and like nothing crazy extravagant, just like, a nice lifestyle, like, be comfortable living. And like right now I'm not. So, and I'm living by myself. So like, obviously I need to do more things to like get there.
Yeah, and it's nice that you're able to recognize that and set those goals. What other kind of goals for your future do you have?
Some goal. Well, like my biggest goal is I want to go to school. I want to go to college. I never, after high school, I just didn't really want to do that. I was just kind of over school and like it wasn't really my thing. But now that like all my friends are like wrapping up school, or like only have a year left or things like that, it's kind of making me like, I guess, not jealous, but like envious. I don't know if that's kind of the same word. Yeah. But like I just like feel like that's something I should do.
Yeah. From what I'm understanding, it's hard for you to see where your friends are because you kind of want to be there too. In a sense.
Also I feel like I'm kind of at an advantage because they're still in school, like living in not like student housing, but like, they're not paying for anything, or they're not like, I can't say they're not saving, but you know what I mean? Yeah. Like they kind of haven't like started, quote, life, if that makes sense, which they have, so I'll shut up. But you know what I mean? Like I feel like I got it a little bit rolling in like the real world, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know, just like I feel like I'm ahead of them in that sense, but they're ahead of me because they have the education and things like that. So I don't know.
Well, yeah, it's really great that you're able to like recognize what you want and what you need, and I think that that's a big part of you continuing your process and getting better. From what I've understood throughout this appointment, a lot of the things affecting you are your financial stress, your family stress, and your stress with just your life in general, your lack of motivation.
Yes.
And I think that the lack of motivation has somewhat maybe hindered you from moving on in a way. And like hindered you from continuing to progress at a rate that you want to progress at.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just things are kind of going slower than I wish they would be. But I'm only 22, so it's not like, I don't know. I feel like there's a pressure on younger people today to like, what am I looking for? Like, you didn't even know. I feel like there's pressure on people, to, like younger people to just like succeed sooner in life, if that makes sense. Like than our parents or like somebody like that.
Yeah, and
like
I
our
know
grandparents
even when I was younger, it seemed that there was pressure on me to succeed and get my doctorate and get my degree.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. So, how do you feel ending this appointment? Like, how do you feel?
I feel good, like,
this appointment.
Being able to open up about things and, like, talk to somebody about it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I, like, really don't open up or, like, talk to anybody. That's just kind of not who I am. And so, like, getting in here and, like, seeing you and, like, being able to establish a connection with you on, like, a, obviously, like, professional level, like, it's really nice. And it's good because, like I said, I don't really have anybody to talk to about it. So.
Well, it's really great that you came in. Thank you for coming in.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dr. Brake.
Thank you.